Hey, welcome back to Smokin' Joe's Kitchen. I'm Smokin' Joe, and today we're going to make an old family favorite of every barbecue, and that is going to be barbecued baked beans, Smokin' Joe's style. Now, this is usually the type of can that I start off with at Smokin' Joe's, because when I have barbecues, well, they could go anywhere from 20 to 200 people. People come and go all day, all night, actually all the next day, actually all the next night. Sometimes I make 2 or 3 of these. But you could use whatever one you want to use, whatever size. This is the size that we're going to start with today. This is approximately a 54-ounce can of baked beans. And naturally, you can use whatever baked bean you like the best to get started with. They have their family secret recipe. I've got my recipe. So today we're going to start off with a 54-ounce can of baked beans. Alright, let's get started. For Smokin' Joe's barbecued baked beans, I start off with about 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. You could also use dark brown sugar. Half a cup of ketchup. Anywhere from 6 to 8 thin slices of pancetta, which is Italian-style bacon. Or you could use maybe 6 to 8 slices of regular bacon, hickory smoked, maple flavored. Again, at Smokin' Joe's Kitchen, it's all about you. You make the things the way you want to. I use about 1/4 of a cup of dark molasses, and again, you could use Brer Rabbit, Grandma's, it doesn't make a difference. The molasses is what counts. I use about 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Then naturally, Smokin' Joe's. Well, let's get started. I'm going to warm up my pan over here with a medium-high heat, and we're going to start to brown up our pancetta. Now that I've browned up my pancetta and it's a little bit on the crispy side, I'm getting ready to add the rest of my ingredients. I'm going to start off with my 54-ounce can of baked beans. I'm going to keep my flame relatively high because I want to bring this to a boil pretty quickly. Add in my ketchup. Brown sugar. Tablespoon or so of Worcestershire sauce. Approximately 1/4 to 1/3 of a cup of molasses. And I'm going to give this a quick stir. I really like to use pancetta or bacon when I'm making Smokin' Joe's barbecued beans because it brings in a little saltiness, a little more flavor, a little bit more of that pork that is so famous in baked beans. Again, I'm going to turn this up, bring it up to a very high heat. I'm going to try to get this to boil as quickly as possible. Don't want the baked beans to simmer just yet. We want to really bring the heat up. We want to get all of these flavors to start to meld and to blend into and to permeate the skin of the bean. Bring the beans up to a very quick boil. That's going to take you about 3 or 4 minutes. Once you have this at a quick boil, we're going to lower the heat down to a very, very slow simmer. You want to bring it down to a slow simmer, and we are going to simmer these for a total of about 90 minutes. What we're going to do is we're going to thicken up our baked beans. Smokin' Joe's baked beans kind of stick to your ribs. If you put them in the refrigerator the next day, you could use them as a baked bean spread. I mean, these things really thicken up, and baby, they are going to stick to your ribs. All right, at this point, once I've lowered the heat down and I'm down to a nice gentle simmer, I'm going to add anywhere from 4 to 6 ounces of Smokin' Joe's Cajun barbecue sauce. Buckle up, baby, because here it comes. By the way, that's to Marianne in East Meadow. Buckle up, baby. This is going to require a little bit of time because as it's simmering, you are going to have to stir this pretty frequently. You definitely don't want it to stick to the bottom. Everything is going to begin to caramelize. That's what makes it all thicken up into Smokin' Joe's. And you don't want it to stick to the bottom of the pot. If you've noticed, I use a very thick bottom, and my pans and all of my cooking ware, it really disperses the heat throughout the cooking surface. You get a very even cooking temperature throughout, and it really stops getting those hot spots in the middle. But that's what we're looking for. So at this point, we're just going to simmer Smokin' Joe's baked beans, and we're going to stir occasionally until they thicken up. Like I said, hour and 15 minutes, maybe about an hour and a half. If you don't have that type of time and you're busy doing other things, or you're with your friends and neighbors and your family, right now at this point you can take these, you can pour them off into an ovenware, you can put them down into the oven at 300 to 325 degrees for about an hour to an hour and a half. Again, it all depends upon how thick you want these baked beans to be and how quick you want them to come out. Alright, this is about the simmer that we're looking for. Even this is a little bit fast. I'm going to lower the heat down just, and that's the secret of Smokin' Joe's barbecued baked beans.